All right, I'm here with Cheng Lu from Paladins. We're here to talk about their team participating in the NADCL. Welcome, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Very excited.
Could you share a little bit about your journey into becoming a part of the NADCL?
So Paladins is a Web3 esports team, but we were always keeping our eyes on Web2 games because that's where the most passionate players are and the most passionate fans are. And so it just makes the most sense to be participating in that. You joined the DAO, or you kind of came around, I think it was like number 40 or something. You just kind of showed up. Well, we had talked before, but then you showed up in the DAO. From there, that's where we learned about NADCL. And there was actually like one more team slot left by the time that, we'd gone back and forth and decided that Paladins should participate. And so I had to like kind of convince you to give us the slot. You wanted to make it a community slot. And then I was like, no, like DAO, DAO really wants to participate. Like there's a lot of Dota fans in the DAO. And then also I've been a huge Dota fan. I don't always watch the esports scene, but I've been playing Dota for as long as anyone else, and been a big fan of the game.
What are some, I mean, you mentioned you guys were like a Web3 gaming or esports team. What does that mean? What are some unique aspects about your team, and how do the Paladins sort of reflect like any maybe of your own personal philosophies or principles?
I think the Web3 part of it is just that we all come from Web3. Like we are Web3 native. We understand how to use crypto. We, browse different crypto apps. We mostly work in crypto as well. Like a lot of people have full-time jobs in crypto. So that's the Web3 component of it. The main thing that's maybe different from other organizations is that anytime we spend money, it has to be by consensus. So actually, the decision to join the NADCL was like our most participated vote to date. Even it just meant that people actually wanted to do it, and it's like a non-trivial thing to vote. It costs people like, I don't know, $10 to $15 to cast a vote. So when the proposal was put forth, a lot of people were actually excited to do it. And then, like in general, I think that what you're doing with the supporter packs and then with the voting and then the general concept, it is pretty crypto, right? Because it's about ownership, it's about shared incentives, it's about, it is about governance as well. So it's definitely aligned with, like, I would say, like the core of things. And even like how you're doing players, it's like people are submitting their profiles. It's like it's all done in the open kind of. So it's definitely in line with like crypto principles.
It's funny to say you guys are almost one of the more established entities in a crazy way. Like you guys actually
Hmm.
have like real funding behind you.
Hmm.
There's process, right? There's a DAO with voting. If people were to sort of, begin following the Paladins on their journey, right? Even just within the NADCL, like what do they have to look forward to? What sort of things should they expect maybe from Paladins in, I don't want to say the near future, but like, where are you guys going?
I think any organization or DAO, it kind of reflects either the vision of the founder or it reflects the vision of the people who are most active, and then they influence the founder. And so since I'm the founder, I can kind of speak to that. Is that like, yeah, I talk to the most active members all the time. Broadly speaking, like we're just focused on two things, which I think a lot of esports teams are focused on anyway, which is like awareness so that we can build a brand, and then also like more funding so that we don't have to worry about runway. So, we're thinking about more things that we can do in Web3, since that's our like advantage as an esports team, is that we know Web3 communities. We all work there. So we can build both awareness and funding in Web3 first. And then at the same time, like we want to start dipping our toes into different games in Web2, kind of opportunistically creating teams around any kind of good tournaments that are coming up, places where we can build a name for ourselves, and also like deploy teams like in a cost effective way. That's what we're doing mostly.
What do you feel like is a core gaming memory of yours? You said you've been a long time fan of Dota, maybe something specific, right? Do have you ever participated in like a live in-person tournament? Did you play with your brother a bunch growing up? Like what are some iconic moments in your gaming memory?
Yeah, I think the first summer I discovered Dota was definitely a core memory. I was at my cousin's house. I didn't have a gaming PC, and he was like away, so I could just play on his PC, and I was just playing Warcraft 3 all day. I was grinding like those custom maps, and then the custom map, like half the list was Dota, so I had to try it, and then yeah, the rest is history. I got pretty hooked. It was like a great way to pass the summer. This was like 2006 probably. Yeah, some long time ago. And then another really cool moment for me in my gaming history was we would like we thought we were cool. We would scrim, me and these like sweaty kids in college, and one of them was like super sweaty. He got us into he like finagled our way into this Sunday Cup, uh, you know, Sunday League thing. I think we were using like some matchmaking program or something. And the first team we got paired with was Merlini's team, and it was like Merlini and Fear and Sayuri. And we tri-laned against Merlini bot. He was solo puck against us, and we had like I think it was like we just picked like what we thought were the most overpowered heroes, but they had no synergy. And then we were just diving on. It was like Witch Doctor, Crystal Maiden, and Kunkka, I think. So something really weird. Uh, or even, maybe even Vengeful Spirit. I think we wanted like 3 stuns so that we could stun lock him. And of course, like he was playing puck, so he just like finagled us. And but it was really exciting. It's I think every fan should get stomped by their pro like at least once. Like it's a cool experience. It's like getting dunked on by LeBron, or yeah, playing like rec league basketball with an NBA player. Uh, it's just great to experience it in action. I think it's a cool fan experience. So yeah, that was a great memory for me.
I've been the pro stomping the scrub many times, the first rounds of those qualifiers, it's almost like you're signing autographs every time you get a kill.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is your favorite Dota hero and why?
I definitely like Pudge the most. I know that's a very popular answer, but yeah, for me, like uh, Pudge is just so funny. Um, the way he like plays, and he's just like so slow, and like everyone thinks they can dodge the hook, but then if you manage to land it anyway, it's such a small victory. It's like doesn't matter if you lose the team fight or if you hook the wrong person, you just feel like you won. And so I like playing Pudge. I like making people feel bad when they get hooked and they feel like they should have known better, something like that.
Nice, that's a good answer. I like that. What do you like to do when you're not playing Dota, when you're not gaming?
I live in Bali, so I do a lot of things that people do in Bali. I go out, I go to restaurants, I surf, I guess, sometimes, visit like places in Bali. And then I just work a lot. I just work on Paladins style. I work on my day job, which is consulting related, I guess. I have 2 cats, and I play with my cats a lot. Just got a new kitten. They're really fun. Very gamer thing to do is to have 2 cats.
What kind of person do you think, could potentially identify with the Paladins brand? Like, there's a bunch of really great teams in this league with really fantastic like backstories of why, they're participating. Like why should somebody sort of choose to support the Paladins or maybe want to tune in to see what they're going to do next?
Paladins, as it is right now, is basically, I think it's an organization that will surprise people because, we're really thinking of esports as a sustainable business. We're trying to think long term, and we're not trying to, just make the best of it, or hope for the best. I was browsing through like this esports fanpedia page, and I saw that in a player's history, like maybe half the teams that they played on are just gone or inactive or disbanded or regrouped. There's like a lot of drama maybe, or just lack of foresight, or maybe lack of dedication to making it a business. And like that's not the intention here. Like I think that we're really building it to be sustainable and being thoughtful about it. So yeah, hopefully we're not one of those inactive teams, and I think we'll be able to do pretty interesting things just because of where we're positioned in the space, and also the timing of the space.
Nice, I agree. Anything else I didn't really bring up that you feel like would be relevant for a video like this, where you're just sort of introducing you and your team to the community? It's okay if we think we covered most things, which I think we did. Like I feel like you did a good job of not like over promising. Oh, hi, are you there? Hello? Hello?
Okay, I think I can hear you now.
Hi, I can hear you. We're
Yeah.
back. We're back. So I was basically I was asking my last question of the interview, which was like, do you have anything else to say?
Mhm.
That you feel like maybe was left undiscussed.
Okay. Yeah. Excited for NADCL season 4. Excited to see if we can support it, make it great league for the future, and I think it's going to be a success. I think it's going to be really fun to watch once it gets going, and then hope everyone can tune in and support their favorite teams.